Alright, so the first step in making kimchi is to get some of the materials you're going to need. The first step is just to brine the cabbage and kind of get it so that the fibers are kind of broken down. And so the way we do that is with some Himalayan or bitterman sea salt. So I'll be using this to kind of brine and break down the kimchi or the cabbage. So the first step is to basically get a Napa cabbage. These are kind of hard to find, but I've done it also with just regular white cabbage and that works perfectly fine as well. Make sure you buy organic, everything organic. Carrots, just 3 carrots like this. And basically we're just going to take and start to peel these, just like this. Alright, now that we've got the carrots all cut up, we got to take and quarter this cabbage. So we just cut this sucker in half. Go ahead and cut it. Actually, we're going to cut it. We're going to cut this hard bit out. Set that aside. We'll go ahead and quarter it. Alright. Now, we just need to cut this into about 1-inch pieces. Break this all up. That'll take quite a bit. So I have all this. I'm just going to dump it on here. And then I want to take my water. This is reverse osmosis water. And I'm just going to, I want to create such enough water that I could submerge all this. This is enough water, I'm going to have to get more. But I want the water to be about here so that it's, all this cabbage and all the carrots are underneath the water. I'll even put like a plate or a bowl on top of it to keep it under the water. I'll do the same thing with this one over here. Alright, let me go over some of the things you're going to need to make the basically the kimchi paste. So what we have here is green onions. I'm going to take and cut off the ends here, and I'm going to put this into the blender, and then I'll take and cut this up and put it in with the cabbage and carrots. This is mother-in-law's Korean chili flakes, so you need specific chili flakes, and this is specifically made for kimchi, and this is pretty reasonable. You can get this off of Amazon, and this stuff is great, all organic and clean stuff. So I use green apple, so I juice these. These are organic as well. I want to get all organic. So I'll juice this and I'll put this in to add some sugar and some natural kind of sweetness to the brine. Then we're going to use some ginger, a thumb of ginger, and garlic. So this is kind of to taste. If you use a lot of ginger, it's pretty spicy, kind of like heated. And the garlic, you know, everybody knows the garlic, that's what gives you the, I mean, it has microbial effects, but it also can be, you know, stinky, bad breath, all that kind of stuff, but it's delicious. And then my recipe here, I put in fish sauce. So I use about a tablespoon of fish sauce, and I put that into the blender. And then the other component here is this miso paste. So I use the red miso paste, I prefer it. You can also use white miso paste. And I just kind of judge accordingly. I put like, I don't know, 4 or 5 tablespoons of this stuff in, quite a lot. So this is another ferment in and of itself, and this adds to the kind of the saltiness and the texture of the brine. So let me mix this all up, and I'll show you the next step. Alright, so here's all the ingredients, just a little bit more delineated. So here's the green onions, I cut these up. Here's the ends, the white ends. The chili powder, my garlic. I peeled and kind of got this ready. This is the ginger. Here's the miso paste. This is the fish sauce, and I juiced those green apples. So here's the apple juice. I won't use all of this, but kind of depending on how much I need in terms of consistency. So all this stuff is going to go into the food processor here, and then we will mix it all together. So let me show you that right now. So the next step would be to take, so I have all my cabbage and carrots and everything in here that's been soaking. So I want to get all the water out of here so that I can start to mix it together with the paste. So I will run this through the strainer and get all this water out of here, as much water out of here as I possibly can. So for this part, I wear surgical gloves. So I don't really want to cross-contaminate the food. That's, I guess, a moderate concern. But mostly, there's a lot of spices, peppers, and garlic, and I don't want to get it on my face. Maybe I touch my face after touching this, and it's spicy. So this is a good way to just protect myself. So just basically take the contents of everything that came out of the food processor and get it in here. So now I'm just going to work this in. I want to make sure everything's covered. Into the jar. So I use mason jars. These are the wide mouth mason jars, and these are, you can get them at any grocery store or whatnot. So I just jam these in here. I try my best to make sure, I'll show you when I get it all in here, to make sure that the brine, all of the veggies and stuff stay beneath the brine so that it's fermenting. So just get this in here. I really want to push that down. I'm pushing it down almost as hard as I can, just to get it, like, you really see how it just compacts down. So this is a really fun recipe, really fun to make, really easy. It's not complicated. It doesn't take that much energy, it doesn't take that many resources, and I make it for myself. I give it to friends. Anybody that's open to trying kimchi. Some people are a little squeamish. They think it's going to taste gross. But nothing like a fresh ferment like this. It's absolutely fantastic. So if you can see the brine, I want it to be, all the contents here to be submerged. And I'll fill it fairly high, but you can't fill it all the way to the top, because I'm going to leave this out for a couple days, and this liquid will rise as it, there's a living microorganism in here that has a whole colony of, living beings, and they're releasing their gases, and it'll kind of push the top up. So if you sealed this and left it alone, hypothetically it could crack or break on you. So that's pretty good. I'll leave it at that, and I'll go to the next jar. Alright, so there you have it. Here's the finished product. So here's the kimchi here. So I'll basically let this sit out for, 3 or 4 days and just kind of check on it. I also wanted to tell you, like, the first half of the video was a different batch. Like, that was quite a lot of cabbage, and this was a different run. So I made that batch. I already did that. I ate it. And this was another batch that I made for the purpose of making a video. So this was only 2 small Napa cabbages right here. And you see I got 3 mason jars full of kimchi. So it was basically 2 small Napa cabbages, about 3 or 4 carrots, the green onions, and all the rest of the materials that I use. And it's, like you saw, it's pretty simple to make. I just want to make sure that the liquid, like the cabbage and everything, stays below the liquid, so it's getting a good ferment and it's not exposed to the air. So I really press it down in there and make sure that it's down there deep. And what I'll do is I'll actually periodically, I'll kind of burp this and check on it, release some of the air, which is really cool. You open it up and look at it and you can see it bubbling. This is a live food. That's what makes it such a health benefit, is that you're eating a fermented food. You're getting live cultures and live bacteria, beneficial bacteria that you eat. Helps to break down the food, keeps you healthy. It's just great, and it's delicious. This stuff is, I put it on almost everything. I put it on my lunch, you know, on my salad, or I'll put it on my dinner, and it just adds a lot to any dish that you're making at home. And I mean, you can eat it right out of the jar. It's just delicious, and it's super easy to make. I mean, I made this from start to finish. You know, I obviously had to brine the cabbage, but after that, like making it takes 20 or 30 minutes tops. And I have enough kimchi here. Well, I'm gonna give 2 of these to friends, but you know, one of these I'll probably go through it in, I don't know, about a week and a half or so. So yeah, there you have it. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you enjoy. I hope you're able to make some yourself.